Series of the group stages, they unfortunately dropped their first series against PSG.LGD, and then for Team Aster, they've played 2 series so far. They are 1-1, so both these teams looking to get a little bit better positioning in the group stages. As we take a look with the opening of the bands, Cheeky Chen, Cheeky Eyes gonna get taken care of here, and it honestly just feels like it's so funny when we see Phoenix get picked up, because it seems like there's like a couple of ways to go about countering the Phoenix. You can either just insta pick the Mars, which is probably what they wanted to go like Phoenix Mars with, or you can go like Snapfire / Lena, like more of another way to help deal with the Supernova. It depends what either team has priority on. If you there's definitely some teams in particular that have an immense amount of priority on Mars, where they just pick this hero up pretty much blindly, not caring about some of the matchups, because honestly Mars, there's not too many bad matchups at the moment. And we're actually going to see RNG Void Spirit in the second pick into an instant ab. What? An Abaddon? Interesting. I mean, this is probably Big Dick LaNm's Abaddon, I would imagine, because I can't see anyone else playing it. And you've also already got a Mars, so that's kind of, I don't know.
5 seconds remaining.
Like, yeah, okay. Well, the issue with you picking the Abaddon with the Mars is that like it's 100% revealing where you're going to play it, unless they've got something like up their sleeve. Who knows? Maybe this is the answer to the Phoenix and the Void Spirit. That was an instant Abaddon as well, so it must be like an answer to the Phoenix.
Radiant team.
But they felt real good about that. They're like, oof, oof, this is an Abaddon game. Let's pull this one out. But I'm intrigued to see if it's just a 5. Well, I guess that's a little bit disappointing. I want it to be 1. Let's see a 1 Abaddon. Then we're balling out. Then these boys are actually going to pull out the little cheeky strats. Maybe Abaddon is the new counter to the Phoenix. That'd be kind of filthy. I mean, the silence is good, but are you really going to be able to silence, like, right-click someone 4 times? Like the Void Spirit. Phoenix can dive, but we'll take a look at this first. They actually even banned the Faceless Void, which Abaddon absolutely destroys, but it's just getting rid of that Supernova Chronosphere combination, which they don't want to play into. I think the Mars matchup's pretty nice as well, but yeah, just prioritizing, get rid of the... You've already block-picked the Mars and the Phoenix combo, so now you deny the Phoenix Void with the ban. I'm trying to think of other, like, Clockworks available. I'm trying to think of other, like, supports that they can pair with the Phoenix to be able to help set up for the Supernova.
10 seconds remaining.
Like some BKB Pierce position control. That's a nice thing about the Clockwork. Like, you got a BKB piercing stun. It's not for the longest, but it's still decent. Then the cogs are really good at being able to kind of body block and protect the Supernova.
RNG's turn to ban.
But either team, I mean, we got RNG probably looking for... Who's got last pick? Aster got last pick. They're first. They're Radiant as well. I don't know. Like, I need to see where this Abaddon's going to be. But I am a really, really big fan of you 4th picking a core and using all the second phase, or at least 2 of the second phase bans to protect it. I think Drow vs Ab is pretty good. So I will say that. I think, I guess you get rid of the Drow matchup there. But it feels like that's the power of it, man. We've seen so many times where you just get a Morphling, for an example, and then you just ban out the worst matchups and literally any, like, other Orky. Like, if the Void Spirit was there, you'd probably ban to protect it. So yeah, I'm really, honestly, really intrigued to see how Team Aster want to play the Abaddon. But some very similar heroes. They didn't ban out the Ember from RNG, so that's probably one of the best matchups versus the Void Spirit, at least. They get rid of DD's Viper, though, which he absolutely shined on when he was on Sparking Arrow. They really, really turned up with that DD Viper. So that's going to get banned out here, which is an incredible matchup versus the Void Spirit. You just need a little bit better catch potential. Mars never feels the greatest because that spear's got a projectile animation and a cast animation as well, so it makes it very awkward. And they're going to Morphling. Okay. So the PL, I guess, to protect the Morphling. Void's not bad against it as well. Drow, you can come online early. Morphling's going to have a way to be able to kill off the Supernova, which you were kind of needing. And now if it's a Morph Aberlane, that's actually going to be pretty strong. Again, we've constantly highlighted the tanky position 5 when you've got a weak laning carry, just to be able to get them out of that early couple of minutes where you're at your weakest and just help tank up the damage for a lot of those ranged heroes. You know, what we highlighted that it was like the ET, Undying, and Ogre that we've been seeing. Now we'll put Abaddon on the list as well. I mean, it's probably going to be the first 5 Abaddon we'll see so far. We saw it played as a 3 early on. Man, that looked really bad. What? So, like, actually, can you... Theoretically, you could put the Mars 2 and the Abaddon 3, but I think it's like 99% chance that the Abaddon's going to be played as a... position 5 here. And RNG, well, do you want to AA here? Because they didn't... Who had last ban? Aster had last ban. Okay. The Ancient Apparition's left in the pool, but then you've got an AA Phoenix combo, which was really bad. Nice... If they had then one big AoE stun to set up... And they're going to Spectre. So very good team fight at the moment from RNG. Good matchup versus the Morphling. Not really punished at all. And you're able to kind of sustain through the constant harass that the Mars is able to output, and you're relatively tanky, so that burst and kill threat from Mars is not too high for the lane versus the Spectre. So I like the pick up here, going for Jay's hero early. You're still looking for your 3 and 4/5. I thought this was going to come in earlier, to be honest. Thought it was going to get picked where the Abaddon was. But they've now got an even easier way to deal with the Phoenix. They pick it versus the Spectre, though, which does make it a little... Like, Spectre's... That's a good pick. That's a really good pick, actually. I don't know if I care what this last pick is from Aster. I think RNG just win. It's a really, really good pick. Holy crap. Okay, so Morphling hates versing OD because the entirety of the game you always have kill threat on him. Like, Morph doesn't have a big mana pool, and if you attribute shift all the way up to full, then you're just... Then OD's able to freely right-click you just to get free sanity stacks.
5 seconds remaining.
Very good versus the Abaddon because that's another hero who's super tanky, and just literally all of Aster are going to be pretty tanky. Like, either Morphling will get bursted from full to 0, or he's going to be full HP and just will give away all the sanities to OD. This is like an incredible OD pick, and now they have... It's the 8th pick OD where they can go 2 bans to protect it. I think you probably want... Probably a Puck. I'd say Puck and Pugna are the best position 2s to deal with the OD, in my opinion. Quap's up there as well, which you see RNG take care of. And they kind of needed another way to... And I think last pick... This is the nice thing about RNG, is that SRF is actually plays a very good Void Spirit as the off lane. And the matchup's probably not going to be the greatest. I feel like Morphling will free farm eventually, because you don't really offer much kill threat. But it's at least nice with that factor of being able to pick up the Void early and then have the flexibility of potentially putting him in the mid lane or putting him in the off lane. And here we go. RNG, what are they looking for? I think it's a 5 with the Spectre.
10 seconds remaining. Pick.
Never mind. The 4. They get the Earthshaker. Another really good way to cancel off the Snapfire Kisses. Disrupt kind of the combination from the Mars. Even the Morphling, just kind of that fissure from out of the fog or being able to instantly jump him. This is our first Earthshaker game as well, I believe, through the group stages. And okay, that's a really good pick versus the OD. That actually does make me kind of question how this game's going to go, because that is a really good pick from Aster. You are against a Spectre and a Void Spirit, which I think is super good versus the Sniper. But you've got an Abaddon as your support to be able to protect you. You've got even Snapfire can give you a little bit of space. Mars with the Arena for the protection. I don't know. Where do I go? Because I really didn't care about this last pick. I'm like, damn, this is such a good OD game. And I still think it is a really good OD game, because I think Void and Spectre will deal with the Sniper. It's a hell of a pick. I think that's actually probably one of the best picks they could have gone for. So it's a hell of a pick from Team Aster. It's half making me think about choosing them, but nah, I'm just going to go with RNG. This OD, like OD we don't really see too much, but if it's a perfect OD game, then it still looks like it's incredibly strong. Like the heroes it's been honestly getting some slight buffs over those last couple of patches, but nothing too crazy. RNG are really slow. Like, they don't have anyone making plays. Felix needs Blink. Void Spirit is kind of it. Like, once you have Haunt, whereas Team Aster, well, they get a Mars Snapfire lane, which is a lot of pressure, so Phoenix has got to be careful. Yeah. I don't know. I'm honestly bouncing back and forth. Bouncing back and forth on this one. I'm just going to go with RNG, really based on the fact of the OD that I'm a huge fan of the OD this game. And that's kind of why I'm choosing them, because of how strong it looks. But can they kill the sniper? Can Aster protect that hero enough is going to be the question as this game goes on.
Prepare for battle.
Let's see, any shenanigans with the lanes, just to keep that in mind. He went stick on J. Okay. Well, let's see, RNG. Can Earthshaker... Your offlane is... It feels like... Okay, so Morphling's going to free farm. Morphling is going to free farm this lane, at least from what I'm aware, because their punishment is super weak. And you've also got an Abaddon as a support, which feels super nice as well, just to help protect you. He's even got a Bassi to start.
30 seconds to battle.
Just constantly dishing out the shields, spamming that bad boy. So yeah, bot's going to go well. I think top's going to go pretty well as well. Spectre, honestly, Spectre's a decent laning stage hero, don't get me wrong, but this hero is kind of more passive instead of aggressive. You can be. Like, you've got, what, 6.9 regen. That is helping out because he's got a tower with him. So Mars and Snapfire is level 2, double stun, double nuke. If they get level 2 before the Phoenix does, they can definitely kill Super and get first blood. Spectre is going to be a little bit more difficult, but we'll see how much farm he can actually get. He's also going for the Ring of Trust, because yeah, it's going to be a lot of harass up top. They won't really be able to burst him, but he just needs that constant regen. It's going to be our second sniper game of the group stages as well. We saw last time it was played had a very good performance. He goes for the headshot too. I wonder if you level up take aim just because you get that bonus range to get your range creep. Because you see Setsu with the deny. I wonder. It is so nice to be able to harass though. We'll see what he wants to go later on. My boy LaNm. Oh, your courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Sleep. Beating away couriers for free. That's a big yikes. 25 gold each. It's a CS. Can't be giving that one away like that. Actually, no. Let's say Radiant's going to win just because Mars has this set. This is such an awesome set. The shield as well is so cool. Look at that. Look how awesome it is. I actually don't think they can lose with it. Hands down, they must win. So the thing about the sniper versus the OD matchup is the fact that you have such distance where it makes it really difficult for the OD to jump you. Because OD is a hero that really wants to utilize the Astral to be able to secure your ranged and deny the enemy ranged as well. So you can just kind of sit on the back line and dish out the damage before the OD can kind of get there. This is still a hero as the game goes on will offer pick off to the sniper. So he's still got to be careful. It's not like a crazy matchup as Monet. Actually, the fissure into the remnant, he's going to end up falling. Nicely done. LaNm was pulling the creep wave there, so he didn't have the Abaddon to be able to protect him, and Morphling just without that level 2 in the attribute shift, literally perfect timing to secure the kill there before he gets level 3.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, super? What? BoBoKa with this awesome set as well. Look at that. We're seeing some cool sets. All the Dietide sets, I will say, they're about like 90% of dope. Yeah, you got 2 points to take him. Downbot. Actually went 2. Interesting. So not maxing out the shrapnel, which we do see pretty frequently. Oh, which courier do I hit? LaNm's actually pretty weak here. I mean, and Monet's going to get the other courier as well.
Dire's courier has been killed.
No! Such a cool taunt for the Morphling.
Earthshaker.
Like, I want to see it again now. Let me see it, Monet. Dish it out. Come on, brother. You had such a nice little cute play coming out from you. How's top going? Jay, 12 last hits, I mean, is doing alright.
Dire's
Just needs an
structures are
immense amount of
fortified.
regen pretty much to be able to sustain the lane with the constant harasses. LaNm could be in trouble actually. SRF 2 points to the Resonant Pulse. This lane's going a lot better than I expected. I thought they were going to be able to tank up the damage, but the Fissure Remnant setup is super nice from Dire. That's the one thing that they've got going for them. They do see Felix rotating mid though. Oof, LaNm TPing, they're leaving. I guess Monet is level 3, so he's kind of okay. Yeah, this bottom lane's gone so much better than I expected. Mid, Setsu. They don't get the cookie stun. So Setsu's going to be fine. It does leave top now solo, so XXS, not like he's under too much threat, but they're just giving Spectre some breathing room, which is the more important thing. Both the cores aren't farming too well, at least. Uh-oh. Does he get the attribute shift off? Monet, gonna be fine. And SRF's actually underneath the tower. But he's got that Resonant Pulse. Little bit of physical damage protection.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't know if you can leave Monet just yet. But they really want to pressure Setsu, and I don't blame them considering how I think OD just takes over this game as Setsu. I mean, he's got an Astral, but he's actually got to use it aggressively. I think he still dies regardless if he uses it defensively or not. So, nice kill coming through. That's a big one, honestly, because now he's going to probably miss a full creep wave, considering it's underneath the tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
BoBoKa who gets it? Yes, well, nice. But he's got a bottle. Is that SRF's? Probably.
Tribute to my house.
And this tower's actually taking a decent amount of damage here. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah, he literally missed a full set of creeps there. That's massive. 15 and 8 compared to the 25 and 12. And they're continuing to put pressure mid, which I think they need to. Slow down OD, because this is a hero that your playmaking potential is... It's not the highest. You do probably have the Void Spirit to fill up that role. But especially with the start they've had... Well, at least, you know, we did say if Aster going to win this game, I think it's on the sniper. So at least if we're wrong about predicting RNG, we were half right about predicting Aster. That makes sense. SRF's actually just going to cut the wave, so he doesn't want to lane versus Morphling, whose Morphling is level 5, so it's very hard. They do have this snipe potential. We've highlighted the fissure from like out of fog before the attribute shift, but they're putting a lot of emphasis on mid. Setsu's just getting completely zoned out here. They really want to keep that catapult wave alive. Do they have Glyph on Radiant? They don't. See, LaNm tried to miscoil and shield as well. So unfortunately, they don't keep the Courier alive, but this tower is still going to take an immense amount of damage here. It is I mean, you've got a pretty self-sufficient side lanes now. Like, Morphling's got out of that kill threat. Got Morbid Mask as well, so he's fine. And top, you are giving a lot more space to the Spectre, who's level 6 already, so he can join in with a gank with Haunt. Although they're going to TP up right as XXS hits level 6. So he used God's Rebuke. I think they need God's Rebuke to get this kill, or do they have the damage with BoBoKa showing up as well? The minus armor, plus with the Scatter Blast. Very nicely done. Spectre's going to end up falling. First big killers. Meanwhile, mid, Sanity's drop. Sniper will actually pay the price here as SRF and Felix going to get involved. That level 6 from SRF allowing them to get on top of the sniper. Just that damage is enough. Setsu does have to commit the ultimate, but I'd say you're pretty happy considering he's been zoned out of the laning stage for the past couple of minutes here. You are giving Monet a very free time after that first death early on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But this is to be expected. The Void Spirit doesn't offer any kill threat unless he has the Earthshaker with him. One person to be able to set up for a stun. They want to go again though. SRF's going to join. They've got the Haunt as well. DD, he's in trouble. He's going to chuck up both shrapnels. It is a lot of damage here. Setsu has to use the Astral aggressively to provide some distance, and DD might actually end up falling. It's a nice to simulate dodge, but SRF is still in range. It's going to be a 2 for 2.
Double damage.
OD does stay alive, and you get another kill on the sniper. But Radiant have a 2,000 net worth lead, though. It's pretty much just the Void Spirit who's starting well. Well, Spectre is, but OD's behind it. And you take a look actually in Snapfire. Is neck and neck with the OD's net worth.
Mine.
But Spectre's got Blade Mail now. He's only got 2 stacks at the Ancients. At least, it's a good start for Aster. 5-5 kill count, 9 minutes in. You got a net worth lead, so it's looking good at least. Nicely done from LaNm. He should be able to get that Sentry before they deward it. You got a triple? I think that's a triple. That's only a double. Yikes. Broom Handle's gonna feel nice. He's even got the Royal Jelly. Where's the other one on the OD? Okay. So Radiant really want one tower here. Can they go? They're putting a lot of emphasis on bot as actually SRF.
Radiant are scanning.
Gotta be careful if he can dodge this spear. He's gonna be able to do so successfully. And our SRF is gonna continue hunting as there's no TP rotation that's gonna end up coming out.
Denied. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's another big kill. SRF is popping off on this Void Spirit, top of the net worth. We highlighted the fact that he's an incredible offlane Void Spirit player, knows the limits of the hero, and the fact that it offers the team a lot of flexibility in the draft. And it's showing at the moment in this game. Setsu?
A bauble from the void.
Really wants that arcane. Ooh. What snipe? Treads, double, Wraith with a
Radiant's
oh no, not the courier.
has been killed.
The poor old courier is gonna get another. Oh, that's his. Okay, never mind. Like, he's gonna get another courier. What's going on? But they want this T1 tower super bad. They got top early, so they got bot early. Now they're going mid.
Dire's middle
And it looks like they're going to be able to take it. So Dire's still a little bit more slow. Haunts on cooldown.
Has fallen.
My path.
Inspector not really feeling too comfortable with being able to take fights. And they might think about going top as well just to take the last remaining T1 tower of the game from RNG. They are playing pretty fast as... Oh, actually, Monet. It doesn't have a point in replicate. The level coming through with the supports.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're chilling.
Dire's top tower
They
is
are
under
straight
attack.
up chilling. You got
Radiant's
1,000 net
bottom
worth
tower
lead.
is under attack.
Levels currently sitting
Radiant
on...
structures are fortified.
It's just only level 5 at the moment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But even then, I mean, Radiant just really utilizing these
Radiant's
catapults to be able to put
bottom
pressure on
tower is under
objectives.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They've still waiting. I mean, how close is Spectre? He's almost got treads. So the treads with the blade mail will probably see him get involved with the haunt as well. It's going to give him that big potential. This is a nice thing about the blade mail, is that you can really join in fights early. Like maxed out dispersion, blade mail, you tank up through so much damage, which you wouldn't really expect.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
It was a very
denied.
action-packed start of the game, but all of a sudden just kind of slowed down. I mean, Aster been putting a lot of pressure on towers to kind of secure themselves a 2,000 net worth lead. Is bot? Well, here's the action been waiting for, but the Echo Slam connects onto 2. Dire, they had their ultimates to try and take the fight here, as Setsu still got his sanities just in case this one breaks out. They're going to try and hold the higher ground actually with the replicate. Nicely done. They get the cookie stun with the fall. Void Spirit will end up falling. Beautiful. Monet with that replicate. This is the nice thing as well, morphling against the Void Spirit. You do have a really nice target to be able to steal those abilities. But double blink, that's a really fast blink timing on Earthshaker. He's 0, 0, and 4. Has got 31 last hits, so the highest out of the supports. That's a really fast blink timing, man. Holy moly. I guess it helps with the that Echo Slam, getting them a couple kills there. Big Dick LaNm. And get one of the neutrals. I love how that's a thing. I don't even know where it came from, but I keep hearing it. I've heard it. Everyone's heard it for ages, and it's kind of just stuck in. You think of LaNm. Think of his cool, calm, collected mind as super. And walk up the high ground. They actually want to try and find the Void Spirit instead, but the spear just takes too long to be able to find the connection. So SRF's going to be able to dodge with the Simulate. It's not the easiest matchup, the Mars versus the Void. And he's actually gone for more points up in the Aether Remnant. We've been seeing at least a lot of mid lane Void Spirits. They've gone for more emphasis on maxing out the Simulate and the Resonant Pulse just for your farming speed and kind of the damage, because the Aether Remnant stun duration is enough at level 1 to set up for like that Dissimulate or any follow-up. What's DD got? He's going for a BKB first. I think Radiant, they're going to need BKBs pretty early this game. Like, that's what's showing already from DD. The Morphling, I wonder how fast he wants to get a BKB. Because it is going to be a lot of magic damage that comes through RNG. And it's going to enable them to be able to take the, like, kill off the Supernova. Well, you've got multiple ways to kill the Supernova this game. Like, you've got the Snapfire little Shredder. You've got the Morphling, who's pretty good with the high amount of attack speed. The Sniper with the distance as well.
A tribute to my house.
But once SRF gets Yule, like Dire ready to go. Horn in 20. SRF's pretty much got Yule's completed, so that's just going to further increase his jump potential. And I'm surprised they haven't like attempted to make a smoke movement with this blink that Felix has had for a while. I guess they're trying to find the angle of where they want to go, but I guess they feel pretty content with farming as well. Like later on, they'd feel so content with this game. You've got multiple ways to be able to jump the Sniper. You know, maybe Radiant's heroes are enough to give Sniper space. Having the Abaddon support, the Snapfire Cookie's always nice. Mars Arena can protect you, but mid lane, DD, you're in trouble here, brother. You got a couple of heroes in the vicinity, but it looks like they're not going to get there fast enough as they do commit the Supernova, so Radiant just have to let Sniper go. They want to think about offering up a tower defense if it breaks out. They've also got very good vision on the high ground, so they see Felix roaming through. But it's literally just XXS who can start here, as they also get that ward taken away from them. They're going to place a fresh one. XXS needs to find the Earth, so the Earthshaker is trying to set up here. Vision's going to disrupt the initiation, but he's still going to be able to get the combo off. Meanwhile, so Earthshaker will end up falling. Now, they're controlling on Monet. He's got to be careful, actually. Spectre is straight on top of BoBoKa as well, trying to cancel off those kisses. He's protected with the Glimmer Cape, but it looks like SRF is able to utilize both ultimate charges to be able to secure the kill. And now Jay, still incredibly tanky. They got to be careful. XXS, nice drag back, finds the Phoenix with the waveform follow up on the God's Boot crit. That's enough to find another kill here for the Mars. So it's a 1 for 2, but you got to keep in mind they did get that Sniper beforehand. Dire just lose 2 supports. What's very close to BKB. OD's gone for a BKB as well, who's very farmed. He's even got the Keen Optic, which is going to be super nice. We'll take a look at some neutral items. We do have T2s now available. Cheeky Ring of Aquila for the Spectre. Nether Shells. Woo, that's really nice. Snapfire is actually relatively farmed. 3-1 and 3, 39 last hits. He's going for a Greaves this game. Just wants to sustain, it looks like. Oh, BoBoKa. Now. Bye-bye, sir. Not long for this world.
You get yours.
You cannot escape that which is all around you.
Jay's having a pretty free time at the moment. 2-1 and 2, 143 last hits. Doing a very good job. I'm just worried that this game goes on. Like, OD is going to counter out Aster, and Spectre punting the Sniper is a big factor. Like, I have so much gap close where, like, yes, this feels like the best pick from Aster, but you've seen, I mean, he's 1-4 and 3. They have itemized to try and protect him. Like, they might need a 4-star from Snapfire after. I mean, he's already got You know, he's got the Glimmer already heading into Greaves, so it's going to be a very defensive kind of build that he has to go for. But just a Void Spirit can play completely free. Like, without having to worry about anyone. Cookie. Here we go. They're going to smoke up, so they can catch, but SRF should be fine. He's even got some heroes on the backline to disrupt this, but Super tries to dive away. He's just going to disrupt it, but it won't matter with the Assassinate coming from downtown. So DD will claim the kill. LaNm's just going to walk up the high ground as well. He wants to try and face check and see what other heroes they can catch out here. With the ward, they might be able to jump SRF. Or even OD. He actually used Astral. He's going to be careful. With this defensive tool on cooldown, they're going to go for a full wraparound. Oh, they'll find Jay instead. That's still a pretty hard target. The Haunt's on cooldown though, so Jay is going to end up falling here. Oh, Echo Slam doesn't disrupt the backline. They're going to be able to find DD. Instantly hunting. He pops the BKB. He's going to try and turn the miscall of LaNm. Can keep him alive as well with the Falk Shield. Setsu is in range, but what a beautiful fight for them as they just keep DD alive long enough to get the BKB off. There's some big kills for Radiant.
Dire are scanning.
They jumped the Spectre. They tried to blow up the Sniper with the combo there, but unfortunately that wasn't going to work in their favor. And now they know the Echo's on cooldown, and with a couple of heroes dead, they're going to walk inside Roche. Dire are aware of this, but can they contest it? I don't think they can. Roche is going to fall before they're up. No, they're coming over.
Radiant are scanning.
They're really thinking about it here. One's gonna fly through. Cookie, nice vision. Look at the damage. That's what it is. It all just goes perfectly for RNG. They lose the Supernova, but they get the Aegis on Jay. Oh my god, what a team fight. DD's got an double damage rune to be able to utilize here. Jay's gonna be careful. They might be. Oh no, nice blink. Oh my. Oh, did they have vision? Felix smoke popped. He's alright. Man, what? That was crazy. Fissure, Haunt, OD ulti, dropped the Supernova, which honestly almost was perfect, but he did end up dying, but it just gave them time to be able to kill everyone. As now LaNm's might be okay. If OD was there, he's probably dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Never mind. I think he's 100% dead. There are TP rotations coming through. LaNm doesn't have the ultimate. Radiant, if they want to hold this high ground though, BoBoKa glimmered up and can find the Cookie. Remember, Dire used all their ultimates. He does have the Aegis to be able to utilize here. It's not an easy person to be able to bring down, especially with the Blade Mail Dispersion maxed out. He's going to be able to waste a little bit of time to allow OD to get in range for any potential Astral heals. Now they can turn if they want to. Remember, these ultis are down, so they won't be able to. I still can't believe that fight. That took them a lot longer to take the Aegis. Well, this game's in a very rough spot now. RNG got a 3,000 net worth lead. Experience is very, very much in their favor. That Midas paying off for the Outward Devourer. Spectre's been getting an immense amount of farm as well. 173 last hits. I thought that was OD in there. I'm like, ooh, what are you doing there, brother? Got a 10-second BKB as well. So everything's clicking right now from RNG. That one fight giving them the momentum to be still able to stall this game out towards the later stages. Jay with the Blade Mail and the Manta. Getting closer and closer towards the next set of items. And now Radiant, it's like, what do you feel like you do? That Aegis would have been big for them. They're just continuing to kind of slow down the farm. I mean, still like Sniper and Morphling's pretty farmed. So it's not like they're out of it, but I still feel like if this game continues to go on, it's going to make it very difficult because Dire have so many ways to initiate. You got Earthshaker, you got Void Spirit, you've got Haunt, even OD can kind of hold someone with an Astral, whereas Radiant, they really only have the Mars. So you see how awkward it is for them to be able to find this jump initiation. Like their movements across the map. No, they might try on Setsu. spidey senses tingling. They're probably grouping up for a smoke, linking up. Jay's got the haunt available. I wouldn't mind them to actually go bot considering the lane's already shoved in, but they still need a tier 1 tower. And perfect scan. It's so... A lot of pro teams are really good at using the scans. Like, they are pinpoint with... I'd say like 70% of scans. It's actually like, well, one of them misses, but I guess that's where the 70% comes into play. That's where I wouldn't mind them have gone bot. Like, you've already got the lane shoving in. You got a nice ward as well to be able to utilize. It looks like XXS is ultra dead. Maybe BoBoKa instead. They got the dust. Haunt's even going to fly out as well, so it stops the blink to disengage from XXS, but it looks like BoBoKa somehow is still alive. So they will just try and waste as much time as possible so everyone else can dip out. So Haunt does get used, but I mean, it gets brings Spectre down bot so they can take the tier 2. Is this our first pause? I actually swear we haven't had like any pauses through the group stages. We've been getting pretty goddamn lucky with pauses in game. No one's really been DCing too much. I mean, yesterday we had a long breakthrough series, but that's not a pause in the game. I guess that 2.5 hour break kind of made up for the no pauses. What's the probability? 78? I'm trying to see how Aster are able to take the fights versus RNG though, because they don't have good team. Like, they don't have. Okay, so they can kill the Supernova with their lineup, but conceptually they can kill the Supernova. But then you look at RNG, you're like, okay, you've got a Spectre, Void, Earthshaker to counter initiate and protect the egg, and you've got an OD as well who can kind of banish one person. So just this hyper mobility lineup that they have.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's funny if he voice lined the sorry. That would have been perfect timing for it. Probably said it. Now DD's like, dude, what the hell? My small camp just gone. Hate to see it. What, 30 gold potentially? So. And he's almost got the MKB on DD. He's been trying to find a little bit of farm, man. He does have the grow bow, which is going to be really nice for him. If they even get a telescope as well, but I feel like it's not the range. Dire are going to catch you no matter what. You've got to... It's going to be a level 18 astral... So it's going to be level 3 astral step, so that jump is so far. You're going to have a Spectre who probably even gets an Aghanims as the game goes on. Like Phoenix dive with like even like an Atos, which I mean he hasn't got, but like if they do have catch potential, you can do that. But yeah, they won't. Like this is a game where they're going to need single target survivability and just survivability items from some of their supports. I mean, Abba's gone Vlad's into the Glimmer Cape. Snapfire's going for a Yule's next item. I don't know if the Greaves is coming out on the courier or if his... Yeah, I think he's actually gone back. He just wanted the mech, and then he's going to go Yule's afterwards. I feel like 4-staff is so required, because they're probably going to have, like, an Abyssal Blade soon. Not soon, but, like, eventually on Spectre. Probably the item after Skadi. And that's also going to go through BKB as well. But Radiant, they're going to smoke up. MKB finally completed on the sniper, so this is going to give them a big damage spike here. They're also smoking up to where their ward is, Blink 4. They're going to catch out the Spectre. Dire can counter-initiate if they're able to do so quickly enough, but it looks like Spectre's going to get bursted down. Really nicely done. The Glimmer Cape was a little bit too late from Phoenix, and Felix wasn't able to find that jump. So big pick off on the Spectre, who hadn't died in a long time. Now they're just going to go back. You get a kill though, and like, what do you get out of it? They've got absolutely no map control. Just some farm, I guess. Maybe they can de-ward the jungle, which they've already put a lot of emphasis on with their sentries at the bottom side.
Middle tower is under attack.
And they're still both trying to play around. Because they've got 2 wards down here, they feel contested to play bot, because they haven't smoked aggressively into the Dire top jungle. So it's really locking them in this position. But Dire, they're baiting this creep wave here. If DD, I mean, he's got LaNm nearby. Radiant are actually going to bait. If they don't show anyone else, I think they can take the fight. There we go. Straight on top of the get the silence on the Abaddon, DD. Instantly pops the BKB. They're going to try and turn and force that out. DD has to TP out. Should be protected under the cover of the magic immunity. It's a bit awkward that he had to pop BKB though, even though the Abaddon was right there. That's not something you want, considering you've got such a defensive support. Dude, LaNm stayed alive for so long. But you do see what happens though, like the OD is going to get a lot of charges because of the borrowed time. And if you don't want to right click them, then you can just astral the Abaddon and he won't get any health back. But Dire, they do smoke up. It was underneath the Radiant Ob, so this is going to be scouted out here, and instantly you see Aster pinged it, disengaging into a safe portion of the map.
Radiant are scanning.
Or are they safe? BoBoKa? He's scared as well, and he's like, dude, I'm just run at them. These towers are so cool. My dude's just swirling around.
Radiant's middle tower.
I don't know which one looks
attack.
better. Do we like Dire or Radiant? Probably Dire's. Dire's is dope. Although Radiant's is... My dude's got a little bit of a beard. Does this one got one too? No, he doesn't. He's not cool. He's got some like fang looking crap. So still... Oh, Felix might... Not gonna jump. Vision range... Does go fissure range 20 or echo damage? Because again, further catch range is super good this game.
Top tower is under attack.
Just giving you more potential to catch the Morphling out of fog before the attribute shift, where this has honestly been a super passive game. We've got 29 kills, which is, I mean, 1 a minute pretty much, but it's just, oh, both team, well, we brought it up. If they get Telescope, it's going to be pretty nice. Again, it doesn't really feel like it matters. Wait, what's... Did he get rid of the Grove Bow? He's holding Paladin Sword. Really? Okay. He's going full Glass Cannon as well. Let's see if he can stay alive. Let's see if he can stay alive. About to have the 30-minute mark up. No one really making too many movements across the map. Both teams feel super content. I mean, how does this game feel going late? I don't know. I keep just bringing it up, and I still can't see how Radiant feel comfortable going late. But it doesn't feel like they can make any plays though. Like pretty much the only thing they are waiting for is Roche, which is about to be up in 5 seconds here. That's the big thing that it looks like either team are waiting for. Just this potential to be able to jump, see what you can grab. What's Earthshaker going? He's going BKB next. They've got a lot of gold actually. But he's going Shivas.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're going double Shivas, so a lot of armor. It's going to be actually really nice versus the sniper as well. That passive.
Denied.
Always forget that it changed to the getting rid of that lifesteal as well, or the healing effect that we saw in kind of a couple of items, even Scardy now as well. Attack speed slow has always been there, but then the rest by 25%. Whew. That was a change that felt like made Shivas pretty nice. Felt like it was an item where you would only really get it if you needed armor, and it wasn't like a good Lotus game, and if you weren't like an AC buyer. And sometimes we even saw like just this casual plate mail that you can build into so much.
Dire are scanning.
Radiant. I mean, this feels really rough when you're already 30 minutes in, and this is a game where both teams are kind of playing as 5, and where you're just sitting on the high ground trying to make something work, but they're going to smoke up. XXS going awkward. Wow. That just shows the lack of control they think they have.
Radiant are scanning.
A Dagon. Interesting stuff. LaNm. They know he's there. They saw that sentry freshly popped. So Dire just going to continue holding up their high ground. They got a couple of these. I mean, SRF just hit level 18, so that's actually a big damage spike to him with the upgrade in the ulti. Spec super tanky, 3,400 HP. Even OD's got 2,700 HP as well. But can you just... I really like that Sniper's going Skadi instead. Like, I think you need it to tank up so you can somehow... Like, because if LaNm's not there, it just gives your supports a little bit extra room to... An extra positioning where with that health, you don't have to... Like, if he's super squishy, then you literally have to hug him. Even when Monet's going to go Skadi as well. I mean, the issue is with tanking up, that's what the OD wants. Like, we brought up in the draft OD against these tanky heroes. Like, you just feast off their health pool. You take mana, drop the sanities, dump the ulti on. And then there's not really much you can do after that. Minus? That was a couple seconds short, Setsu. Your speed is too slow, my dude. You're going for a minus. Dude, they're actually going just back and forth. Somehow there's still tier 1 tower. There's still all these outer towers as well. 33 minutes into the game. No one feels content with doing anything at all. Where'd that gem go? Did you put it in base? I think you put it on the courier. I saw it for a second. I really like the particle or the animation that they put above heroes when you send something back to base. Or even give something over as well to someone, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. It's really detailed, looks kind of dope. It's just those small things that Dota do really well. At least visually pleasing. They have not left this triangle camp for what feels like yonks. Alright, double Skadi timing. Let's go, boys. Let's get some action. Let's see what we can have happen. Has anyone got a smoke? No one's got a smoke. Oh no. They're actually just going to run back down to bot. You take a look. I'm surprised this net worth lead isn't actually... it is slowly growing, but it's not growing more than expected. Like, SRF isn't pushing side lanes considering they have no jump potential, really. Like, no one's seen each other for so long right now. This is so odd. What is happening? No one's moved from their side of the map for what feels like 3 minutes now. They're actually just sweeping back and forth. We're already at that stage of the game where they're 5-manning. This is crazy. I mean, they need a shove. Alright, Dire need a shove in lanes. I know they're grouping up as 5, but Radiant have very bad pickoff. And are you worried about them taking Roche considering with how easy you can check it? Because you've got no one else to shove the lanes in. Like, Earthshaker can't really. Phoenix is pretty decent. Spectre can play away from the team, but he doesn't have as much mobility as I'd say comfortably like a Void Spirit does. Oh, LaNm. Oh, there we go. They finally get a little bit of vision. They're going to come over as well. Straight away jumps on top of the Abaddon. He's got the rest of the team up on the higher ground. LaNm's going to take up the damage now. XXS with the initiation, but instantly silenced. They're still able to get the Phoenix, but a perfect Aster is able to keep him alive, so he should be able to get the Supernova as well. Straight on top of the backline. DD is getting hunted by the Spectre. They need to try and protect him here. Spectre's going to jump back away. The egg will end up getting popped here. It's Radiant. They lose 2. It's a triple for Setsu. Another Supernova. Following up, make it an ultra. They just dropped the Sanities. Radiant got to try and fight back and rejoin the fight here. BoBoKa's up the high ground. They got the tactic strike to kill OD. Dire, they don't have buybacks actually. Super, his dives on cooldown as well. They forced everything out. It was a costly fight, but there's even a DD for them to take Roche here. Man, what a fight. So Radiant buy back Abaddon, Mars, and Snapfire. Dire just get a net worth lead out of it. But they're going to be able to take the Roche for Radiant. You see what's happening in literally every fight though. Oh, Void? Let's see if he times this. No, won't be able to. Take the ages above there. Fucking awesome. Yeah, you see how they're going to take these fights on RNG. Like, you instantly jump the backline on the Sniper. It was just a Spectre, though. But because Sniper was getting... His time was getting occupied by dealing with the Spectre jumping, and even Morphling had the waveform and kind of protect the Sniper as well. That allowed the Supernova to go off in the middle of the fight. A beautiful Astral as well from the OD just gave at least Phoenix enough time to get that ulti off. But now Radiant, They're walking it down. Okay, hang on. Can they do this? If they win this next fight with all Dire ultis on cooldown, then maybe. But then, if Dire just let this... Okay, well, they got a repair. Oh my god, repair kit's so stupid. They nerfed it, but still it's dumb. I hate it. I don't... Because Radiant, don't they have the easiest way to disengage in fights? If you can force Supernova, like force Echo, force Sanities, like Dire full ultimate, if you can somehow kite the fight and reinitiate afterwards, or maybe even like loot, the issue is you bought back on 3 heroes, so all Dire need is like 1 decent fight. Success. It's just being a nuisance, a thorn in the side of the cheeky Void Spirit. So we've got a couple of the neutral items starting to get picked up here with the tier 4. Oh, that's so nice. The projectile, attack projectile speed is so good on the OD. How fast it hits down bottom. They find Jay. They're not going to be able to clap the real Spectre here. Now they're in trouble. XXS is getting melted through the damage. LaNm's just going to have to try and protect himself with the Glimmer Cape, but they actually found Morphling off to the side as well. Remember, he's got the Aegis ready. They've got to come over and do something. It looks like they just want to try and retreat and leave Monet to his own devices. When he's got a BKB, he's going to have to try and pop it in the next life. They're not going to get over fast. DD, he's got a TP. LaNm TP'd all the way back here, so they should be able to kill him a second. He's fully healed up with the attribute shift, pops the BKB now with the waveform up on the high ground, is able to utilize the dagger as well for at least some movement speed, but Dire, they got the vision. Setsu is going to be able to blink forward as well. The BKB is about to wear off. LaNm needs to get in range for the shield. He's going to be able to do something the last second. DD is going to try and turn, pops the BKB, beating on top of Setsu, but the bash that comes out from Jay completely controlling up the sniper. DD can't have a free fight as well, and now with the magic community exposed, they jump on top of him, they bring him down, and now that feels like this could just be all she wrote. As RNG take another successful fight. No buybacks on Aster. This bottom lane's going to get completely shoved in, where they're going to have to try and hold the high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They were... Either team were literally grouped up for like 5 minutes straight, and now one time they didn't, they just picked off. As that's going to be a lot of damage. They don't have Glyph. They do have a tier 2 at least. So Setsu, LaNm's got the ultimate. Does he want to Ash? Surely will. Poor old Abaddon. Just a free kill all the boys on Dire. What level Dagon is that? Where's SRF? There is. Level 3. Okay. SRF. Double gem. Dude, my dude's seen everything.
Has fallen.
Oh, Spectre actually went Moonshot. Moonshot Basher, you're hitting super fast. He's got 4600 HP. Like, how do you kill him, man? I don't know. I don't think you do, to be honest. I think this game's looking pretty rough. So it's about a 98% probability. I mean, how Radiant take fights? Like Monet? If they're going to ward on the high ground, they're going to jump forward straight on top of DD. They'll bring him down. He doesn't have a buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That ward weren't stopping any disengage and just getting the vision as well to help with the initiation. And now that's a tier 2. They're going to be able to walk down mid. There's still some outer towers up top, but there should be just a second full set of racks here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
As unfortunately, they just haven't been able to get a foothold of this first game here, Aster. The back's against the wall. Felix can jump forward once again. They get the stun before the attribute shift. Morphling, what are you doing? No, no, no. They've got to call it. Aster, they're out of here. Game 1 victory going towards RNG after an incredible performance from them. They just... Yeah, it was a good sniper pick, but they have still very good counters versus the sniper as well. Too many heroes to jump that. So DD's positioning, literally, it didn't matter if you had anything. I really wonder if they needed like 4 staffs instead of like the medallion. I think BoBoKa was going Solar Crest, and like instead of that extra glimmer, because you jump him, you bash him, like they chain lock him down in a spot. And if he's, at least if he's facing away and you double force staff to getting further from RNG, maybe you can turn the fight and have them heavy commit into a high ground. Like that's really the only way I could see RNG somehow winning this, is if Sniper got jumped, but they just dragged the fight back. I don't know, just RNG, this lineup, they deal with the Sniper, you've got incredible amounts of team fight, and they just execute. A couple of the Roche fights go their way, you see a lot of buybacks forced out, and in the end, all they need is one real good fight after that buyback, and then you just walk up high ground, take a racks, get a massive advantage, and then secures your game one. So with that being said, RNG looking for their first series victory of the group stages. We'll see if they're going to be able to take down Team Aster. Our questions will be answered in game 2. However, so we're going to take a short break and see how it's all going to unfold with games 2 draft in about 7 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. Negan's getting picked up here as well. The similar bans, the Io and the Chen's gonna get banned out respectfully from either team. The Lena we're gonna see different, and the Rubik's gonna be a little bit different as this game does continue on as well. What do we got? They're gonna go for an Undying. Alright, so this is a hero that we've been seeing pretty frequently as well with some of the other position 5 incredibly tanky supports. Seems like teams are putting a lot of emphasis on this, and the Tombstone's been a super strong factor. One thing I will point out, we have seen a lot of teams go for the Shaman to deal with the Undying. I don't think they will, but we have seen that at least. Although RNG, I mean, they've got everything they want to potentially go for here. Last game, they had the Phoenix. The Mars did get block picked.
Radiant team pick.
Void incarnate.
But it's still going to be available if they actually want to go. Well, at least last game it got block picked, and they're actually going to go back for the Void Spirit. So I mean, I like the Void Spirit getting picked up here, considering how well SRF played last game, and this is just an identical opener. And I mean, they didn't ban the Void Spirit, so it's showing. I thought they were going to show some respect, honestly, to RNG and especially SRF with how well he played that, but they're going to have some way to deal with it now after that game too. And maybe actually the lane Void Spirit versus Undying is pretty decent. You're an intel hero, so yes, the decay is never nice as an offlaner, but you know, it's much worse for some of the strength heroes. And Undying doesn't offer you any catch potential either. So if you leave it in the pool, you go for the exact same bans in the first phase that you did last game. This is just either showing that they really don't want to play versus the Chen and the Rubik, or maybe they don't think that the Void Spirit had too much of an impact, but I would probably disagree with that. Alright, well there you go. There's the difference there. They just anti-mage in the first phase. So now it really means you can't lane the Void Spirit as the off lane, so it pretty much has to go mid, I feel like. Otherwise that hero's gotta be ash.
10 seconds remaining.
They do already pick up their position 1 though, so the fact that I guess again, this is a nice thing. You pick your position 1 in the 4th pick, so you can go for 3 bans to be able to protect it, and you've got this ultra last pick for your mid lane as well to give to DD.
Radiant
the one thing about the AM getting picked up is that you can't go for like a lifesteal or a jug or like any other pretty decent position 1s to deal with the Phoenix Supernova. So you're gonna have to probably go for, like, they already had, you know, the sniper, the Snapfire, and more flask games that kill the Supernova, but they just were not able to. So you're probably going to have to pick up a 4. Like, honestly, you might go back for the Snapfire here from Team Aster, or probably maybe you might have to get rid of your potential to kill the Supernova and go for a 4 that has some better lockdown.
10 seconds remaining.
But you see Aster, they're well aware that the Void Spirit cannot lane versus the Anti-Mage. They're banning out some of the worst matchups. The Beastmaster, the Slaughter are getting taken care of.
Radiant team ban.
They're even going to protect it. I like getting rid of the Doom. Really bad matchup versus the Void Spirit, like one of the worst. I should say for the Void Spirit to play into. And there's the Shaman. So I thought RNG could potentially, because I have seen if Shaman gets picked, so far throughout the group stages, I've seen it a way to be able to deal with the Undying Tombstone in fights with the Serpent Wards. But this is really bad. I played Void Spirit into Shaman a couple times, and just Void Spirit it into anyone who has an instant stun or silence or whatever never feels nice at all. So I like this pick a lot from Aster. I thought they were going to go different than the Snapfire 4 just because, yeah, Void Spirit had a really free game last, and already with their first 2 picks, they don't offer any control. Yes, the AIM's a very good matchup versus the Void Spirit, but you'd need at least some way to lock him down through these fights and be able to pick him off as well. So I love the Shaman. Now is you've got a lane counter, so SRF can't play the Void Spirit in the off lane. You've also got kind of a catch and game counter as this goes on. Shaman is incredibly squishy though. That is one thing to keep in mind. If they get rid of the Shaman, like the prioritization has to come out from RNG. Shaman must die, otherwise Void Spirit's game is super rough. Which never feels nice, where you're like, all right, this man has to auto die, otherwise I'm in a bit of a difficult territory. Is they're going to pick up a Furion. I like this pick a lot. This is kind of similar to like the Beastmaster, where if you're getting shackled, you've just got so many summons that just kill off the Shaman. I mean, the Treants don't do as much damage as like the Beastmaster summons plus Necros, but you take a look at the movement across the map. Like Shaman's very immobile. The Undying's very immobile. You can also now lane verse the Anti-Mage, which I imagine they'll do, and pick up the Void Spirit versus the Storm, which is honestly decent. Both these heroes, I think in mid lane, Storm's got a favorable matchup just because of he's got high amount of magic, so the Resonant Pulse doesn't really protect him much, and it's going to be range versus melee. But as this game goes on, Void Spirit has got really good catch for Storm and vice versa. But the Storm at least gives you some catch potential for the Furion, just split pushing out the map. You can also play the Furion as a support, but I think it's 100% a 3. They're going to have a 3 Furion with a 5, I think, Phoenix, and they're going to Phantom Assassin. I really like PA versus AM. Like, I'm a huge fan of Phantom Assassin versus Anti-Mage. You come online way before that hero. If you go Battle Fury Deso, you can just join fights, whereas Anti-Mage needs, like, Battle Fury, Manta, and Manta's super defensive as well. Like, you got to keep in mind, yes, it's nice for your mana burn, but more than likely, it's still a pretty defensive-ish item. So you need that plus kind of 1.5. Can they fit a mag in their team?
RNG.
Oh, there's the ban. Never mind, they can't fit it. But could they? I guess it doesn't even matter. We don't really have to play with that thought anymore if it's banned out. So RNG, what do we think? 3, 4, probably a Phoenix. Well, Phoenix Undying lane.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sounds a bit wonky, the Phoenix Furion against it. You could probably man fight a lot, knowing the AM can't. But it depends if they want the Phoenix with the Phantom Assassin, if they want to go for position 5 with this as well. They also, RNG do need their own little bit of lockdown. I wouldn't mind someone to actually buff up the Phantom Assassin, to be honest, but what 5 can do that right now? Ogre? But you don't offer any stuns, which I still think they need this game. Maybe you don't have to go. Well, you don't see Aster's last pick though for XXS. They ban the Mars. Okay.
RNG's turn to
TA, really? How would have they played it then? Void. What, Void side lane with a. Could you avoid 4? But I feel like you just don't want the Void in the anti-mage lane. I think you pretty much have to fully dodge it, to be honest.
10 seconds remaining.
Void Storm doesn't sound too fun either, though. I guess that's why they banned the TA. Remaining. And then you can still play, like, that mag ban, you can play it as a 5. What do they do? They're gonna Tusk. That's a good pick. That is a good pick. Tusk Furion lane is devastating. That is a great pick from RNG. I'm a huge fan. Stuns for the Storm. If you control him once, I mean, Void Spirit into the follow-up on Toss. There's the amplification. That is the support, honestly, I wanted, to be honest. To be able to amplify the PA. Now you can take Roche a lot faster. Your laning stage is super strong to be able to man fight the Undying. And now it can give you a potential of going an aggro try again. They should actually aggro try. They definitely should aggro try versus the anti-mage. You are aggroing into it on dying, and Shaman's a really strong laning stage hero, but AM versus PA, I don't like anti-mage at all. So now it gives you a potential to defensive try lane if you want to. It can give you a potential to aggro. Tusk is pretty much one of the few heroes that really offer a strong potential to go for like an aggro, or at least a try lane in general. Is this a XXS Tiny? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. So Furion 3, yeah, I thought that was how it was going to be with Void Spirit going mid. RNG are pretty squishy though. Void, PA, Phoenix and Tusk can kind of tank up. Furion, it's squishy too. That's a cool set. The lane Tiny Shaman's a lot of stuns. Okay, so how do they play it? If they go aggro, you have a Furion versus the Tiny, which you can't kill off the treants unless Tiny wants to max out the tree grab, which I don't think you do. And you can't have a toss because you won't have the Menopore to constantly spam. But then to RNG even feel content. Honestly, I really like Tusk is one of the few supports that I think can trade versus the Undying. But you might just I'm honestly okay with how they lane it if they go aggro, or if they just go Fury on Tusk, which is very, very strong nonetheless. Like, even then, Undying's going to suffer. I think that as this game goes on, like, you naturally have the anti-mage to deal with the Void Spirit. But this game, like, I think RNG just come online before Team Aster. Like, AM needs more items than the Phantom Assassin. Yes, this Storm doesn't have too much to worry about. Like, Furion, the good thing about the hero is that you can offer... Your build is super diverse. So you can go for a lot different itemization, whether you need to get catch, utility. Honestly, utility wouldn't be too bad if they just group up and run down, because Storm is a very pick-off reliant hero, and you know the anti-mage is going to be playing just to find the farm. He went double ringer regen. I mean, against this lane, you're going to need it. Tusk has got also an Orb of Venom, so I like that item to start a lot. Let's see. I'm 50-50. Like, the Storm's really good this game. Again, I think you offer... The Void Spirit matchup lane I don't like. But then it does get to the stage where they can both catch. It's kind of whoever's ahead. And that's one thing I really enjoy about Dota. The fact that, like, it's never, like, a hard counter. Like, if you're ahead, then you offer still some threat, because they both have catch. You know, one's maybe a little bit not as stronger in the laning stage in that matchup, but then as it goes on, I'd say I put Void ahead just in the early game. Both of them though. Storm probably the best hero with catch in the game. Void's very far up there with that double astral step into yours.
The battle begins.
Look, how's the bounty fight going to be? Success. Okay, toss. It's going to be a 2-for-2. Although LaNm does... No, he's fine. Just giving him the good old LaNm treatment. Give him the juice, baby. Just right-click him down. That's a lot of regen for Monet. I think, yeah, you definitely have to. Double ring. He's also got Undying as well. He's only got one Tango. I like the boot start too, because you know with the tag team, you want to just get out of range. And more than likely the Tusk going for the orb. So I do like that start. Let's see how they're going to be able to man fight this. Okay, yeah, oh, nice blocks. LaNm, he might be in trouble actually if the tree can get over. Still takes about half HP. Monet's going to take a bit as well. Like, that's how this is going to go. The Undying versus the Tusk. If they got quadruple trees with the tag team, like, he will take an immense amount of damage. So you always got to keep that in mind. As top lane, Shaman should be able to... I mean, you've got really good starting damage, 74, and Phoenix only 56. Yes, Phoenix is nice to be able to kind of trade with the Fire Spirits and have that attack speed slow, but eventually Shaman with the other shock, it is a lot of damage, 140 at level 1. And this is a matchup. I personally put Storm a little bit ahead, so we'll see how Setsu is able to play this, because Setsu is a gun mid laner. He's doing relatively okay at the moment. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get that deny. Nice attempt with the range. Should be able to secure. He doesn't have a level 3 with that extra resonant pulse, so. And if they get a power rune, I think we'll see potentially like a kill come through around like the 4-minute mark, just with the help of the supports rotating for the power runes. Unless they can somehow ball out and get a solo kill mid, it really does depend on the aspect of being able to... Did he get the 9? No, I don't think he did. Hate to see it. Very good start. How's AM farming? 13 and 2. It's still not the greatest lane, but the fact that you have an Undying who's just going to tank up all the harassment and is super, super strong to be able to trade. And they don't have any stuns to lock Monet inside the tag team. They're going to drop the Tombstone and force up an engagement here as straight away Dire off to try and bring it down. Felix out of mana, almost out of health as well, but LaNm's fallen pretty low, both relatively tanky. Monet offering to fight early though with how much regen he has. He's out of tangos, but yeah, this is going to be a regen battle down to the bottom lane. LaNm's completely out. Oh, never mind. He's just got tangos, double mango as well. Oh, DD's already got a bottle. So yeah, we're going to have to see some plays come through with the supports with the power rune. How's the Phantom Assassin farming? 14 and 1. So you're having a pretty good time as well coming through from Jay. And honestly, if PA has a good game, I think you're more worried about the Phantom Assassin having a good game than the AM. Because I think this hero with 2 items is really going to shine instead of the 2 items from the anti-mage. Like it's like a 2.5 item kind of timing, and I think Monet actually might have to go like the God King build, where he goes Battle Fury, Sanjin Yasha, dissemble into that halberd, and then with the Manta. Because I think you need to join fights pretty early. Otherwise, you might really, really struggle. It's mid. Here comes the fight by the power runes here. Radiant. They're going to try and commit to top, but we might have a kill, actually. The Remnant's not on the mark, but it doesn't matter as Setsu's going to find first blood. They will be able to get a return kill. DD, unfortunately, doesn't get the rune. So both mid lane is finding the kill, but Setsu's going to get a little bit more gold out of it. Let's see if some of the supports TP mid to refill up the bottle.
Structures are fortified.
They're gonna do it. Yeah, Radiant will. Nice. DD gets that. And Phoenix is, as soon as he sees LaNm do it, they're like, alright, we're gonna have to help Setsu out here. This does free up some of the side lanes a little bit. We'll take a look at Tiny, who's 18 and 2. He's having a relatively good time, but Dire's doing very well in CS. Just a little bit ahead of the Radiant cores. I mean, it's a very even game, about to be around that 5-minute mark as Super. He's actually already up on the high ground here as DD's coming over. Does he have a pull? He doesn't have a point in pull, so Super, if the right clicks are there, that's massive that he seals it away. Now, actually down bot, LaNm. Out of 3rd HP. Monet can even get involved with the blink. There's right next to the tower if they want some rotations. Nice shots is going to hold them back, but LaNm's still got the mana. Is even actually going to drop the Tombstone as well. Meanwhile, SRF is just giving the treatment over to BoBoKa. If they get one rotation down, I guess Supers is on cooldown and Setsu didn't want to come over as well. He got it cleaned up, but you lose the Tusk. You get a couple of bounties. It looks like it's actually going to be all 4 for Dire, which is massive. So you take away Storm Spirit's bounty, or at least refill bottle potential. So we see he has to go back to base. And I wonder when we'll see the rotation start coming up from Setsu, who's actually played this mid lane a lot better than I expected. 14 last hits to his name. His level 6 is going to have a lot more impact as we see Radiant kind of aware that this rotation is going to come through. Super. The dive, he's fine. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of top, kind of just a farm fest. It's a big series for RNG, considering they're currently they've only played 1 series so far throughout the group stages. Oh, Felix, they're actually taking a fight top though as XXS. Here's the rotations. Setsu's going to show up. Commits the double ultimate, but he's got a regen, so the mana doesn't matter. He actually went for a treads this game. Really, treads, huh? More mana that's just going to end up getting you killed. And your tower's going to take a decent damage now as well with the catapult. I want to see, can Storm tank this? Keep the catapult alive. Nice. Creeps just got there. And they did double TP up top as well. So now Radiant know that they can kind of get aggressive bot if they want to and if they see an opening. Because even Storm can come down as well. Did he actually get the bounty? Or did Dire already pick it up? I think Dire already picked it up. He's just scouting out, seeing if there's any stacks. And they're well aware of this as well, actually. That's who's going to come over. They're actually TPing top, so they want to kill the Tusker once again. Slow down this potential blink timing. XXS looks like he's ultra dead. 2 points in the tag team. That extra amplification with physical damage is going to be plenty. Undying even TPs up top, which is pretty unfortunate now. Very nicely done. It's a 1,000 net worth lead at the moment for the boys over on RNG. Really want to see them start putting some pressure on top of the T1 tower bots. Just send Monet into the jungle. Like, whether that's a rotation from Setsu plus the supports, they've been putting more emphasis on enabling Jay, who actually has the cloak. It's a nice casual cloak game. Rip the chat wheel. A lot of magic damage that's coming through, and LaNm? They've got Tusk coming over as well. LaNm has got 2 points in the Tombstone. He's going to need some TP rotations, otherwise he might just get chipped down. I don't have a creep wave though, so this dive is going to be very difficult, and LaNm knows it as well. Even Setsu, if they shove in the wave next, they might be able to dive him, but LaNm's already at least gotten out of harm's way and kind of wasted some time here. But Felix, he's going to run into him. He's only got one person hitting with the tag team, and now here comes the rotations with the Wrath of Nature. So Rip's going to get killed up. This is very deep here. Setsu with the Arcane Rune wants to get involved. LaNm's almost dead. Can they bring him down to start? They haven't been able to do so far. And now SRF is the target from DD with the TP rotation. A 1-for-1 to start. Super's going to be the next target as well, but he does get the dive away to safety. Now they're hunting Setsu though, who himself does have another ultimate charge as well. So Setsu's going to be fine. XXS almost has another round of the combination. They actually want to turn back on top of the Tiny. They get the Remnant, drag back Monet. Can they actually control up the Anti-Mage? I don't think they're going to be able to. They need to kill off the Tiny. It's a lot of their damage, and now BoBoKa as well, TPing forward. DD's actually out of mana. Shackle's controlling up the Phantom Assassin. They're going to go back with the protection of the Snowball, straight on top of DD. It's an immense amount of damage coming through. Oh, the Meta Void. Got to be careful here. Can they get the Phantom Assassin out? However, Setsu doesn't have an ultimate charge available as well, but he's still sticking around. The Shackles is there. Setsu too greedy. You stayed around for too long, but the Simulate, he might try and turn actually with the crit. SRF's back alive as well. Now Monet, the blink away. They've got the vision though, but the urn coming out. Setsu, can he follow up? He might just have to deny himself the Roche here. That's a lot of time wasted. There's now LaNm. He could be in trouble as well. If Jay gets a couple of crits, he'll drop the Tombstone. He's got a Soul Rip, but it looks like... Oh, SRF, do they want this kill? Instead, they're still actually hunting Monet because he's out of mana. Felix has got the punch with the tag team. That should be enough if he gets in range, and he will. Nicely done, and now zip forward. Once again, we're continuing on with the aggression as DD hunts down SRF. So it's a 3,000 net worth lead for Dire. I believe they got all the bounties once again. So a lot of aggression, and we see, I mean, PA... 4-0-2. We spoke about the Phantom Assassin this game. If you come online over the Anti-Mage, you know, when he did go for this casual cloak, but I think this is already Perseverance completed. No, he's actually gone Ringer Health into the Broadsword.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Radiant with the Serpent Wards and the Catapult Wave should be able to take top, as we're probably going to see them take bottom. So just a trade for trade.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that was a massive engagement though up top. Just bring in the Goon Squad. That lasted for so long. Just playing their limits on the hero. Void Spirit's got a nice neutral item. Radiant got all theirs. Looking some pretty nice ones actually for them. T1 gone. Oh, PA didn't get it. That would have been pretty big if PA got that. And honestly, that fight from Jay, this casual cloak is massive. 15% magic resistance for 450 gold. So the same magic resistance, at least casual with Setsu and Felix. They bye-bye to Undying. They might kill Setsu though. This is pretty greedy. Felix has the snowball, so it looks like he should be fine. It's a pretty late snowball. He's going to get brought down actually. Felix, whoa. Going to cost him his life as well.
You blew it.
Didn't drag him in at the end. A little unfortunate there as now Radiant, they can put some pressure on top of the tower. It's a nice little swing as well as BoBoKa gets a 4x killing spree. DD is also going to get an invis, and he's working for an instant rush in the Orchid. Really wants to get involved here. One more component towards the Battle Fury is the is the Phantom Assassin. AM needing 2 more components, but still doing relatively well in farm. Radiant, however, they are smoking up. Want to try and hunt, see who they can find. Dire, they want the anti-mage though. Snowball forward. I mean, Blink's still on cooldown. He doesn't get it off fast enough. Monet, oh, the last crit. Now here they go. They're going to instantly try and hunt down the Phantom Assassin, who's way too far away from the tier 1 tower. Got the burst potential. He's going to try and play around with the Phantom Strike and the blur, but that's not enough. So a greedy attempt there. They're going to lose another spree to BoBoKa, who's almost got a 4-staff now. Oh, you're so close to Battle Fury. So greedy, that play.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On top. Super? Might actually end up dying here. He's got dive and might have to commit the supernova. Doesn't do neither.
No whining now.
Setsu might think about a return kill. He's got the Yule Scepter to set up here, but AIM's got a decent amount of mana still to be able to utilize as well. That's the Orchid now completed for the anti-mage. At least the Void Spirit does have a defensive item like in the Yule Scepter, so this is going to give him
Radiant's middle tower
some way to get out of the Orchid. And they're going to see this picked up now as well. He's even going to show in the lane, so he doesn't actually care about revealing the Orchid. As his net worth lead after those pickoffs has slowly diminished here for RNG. Now there's even a blink on the Tiny, so their magic damage potential is increasing. And, I mean, PA was about 2,000 ahead. Now he's only 1 component behind. So very nicely done from Aster. They've slowed down at least this increase in net worth that that RNG had. And they're hunting, though. They want blood. You got Orchid. You need to keep fighting with it. As Dire, they're going to do the same, but they're going to smoke up and probably... Where do they want to head? I'm going to try and go down a bot. They need to place some vision down. They don't have any wards.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, rating going to show. They got Serpent Wards as well. They probably don't even need it for this tier 1 tower. But how do you initiate? Wrath of Nature will start. You got to be careful now. They get the Hex out. Void Spirit might just get bursted out before the snowball comes through just in time. And up with Yule Scepter, it's a decent supernova off inside. Monet's going to try and blink forward and be able to bring it down. They'll be successful at doing so. It's a 2-for-1, but the Storm's the consequence as well, which is an incredibly important target. SRF's going to continue getting chased. Monet still has his Mana Void to be able to play around with. XXS with counter up straight on top of the high ground. So 3 for 2, including that tier 1 tower. Tusk had to sacrifice his life to keep Setsu. Meanwhile, we see PA, this is going to be Battle Fury now completed after the hard camp, but AM getting involved and helping out through that engagement. Back on mid, Setsu, he's actually in trouble. How close is AM? He's actually got it as well. Wow. This is scary. They saw the Phantom Assassin as well with that D-Bobs. So they know he's in the vicinity. XXS. Oh, the blow pops. The blink's on cooldown, unfortunately. Storm's going to zip in. They need some TP rotations. And Setsu's actually hunting. We got the bounties as well. Setsu, you got to be careful, man. They got the ward. Quick yours. Felix on the backline as well. Man, that was close. Once SRF gets pipe, I think these fights are going to be a lot different. Unless they burst some hero down before the magic immunity comes through. Or not magic immunity, but the protection. They need some key pickoffs on heroes like that. Or the Storm. They need to slow down some cores. XXS is really hard to kill. 12 armor. Yeah, they're not going to try. Radiant's vision right now has been super, super on point. That bot one almost getting a pick off. One behind, or yeah, kind of behind that old tier 1 tower. Which they had a feeling that something was scouting them around mid, but just not going to be able to find the clip. There's the pipe. I think that's a big item that SRF has really been looking for a while. Well, he maxed that teleport. Okay. Oh, mid lane once again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trying to farm up the wave. Cheeky man.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Free gold for SRF. You love to see it. Because BoBoKa has this 4-star completed. So this is, I mean, AM, you will farm at least a little bit faster just because of the blink. Like, PA can go from wave to wave, but you actually have to see the creep, so Monet's doing incredibly well here. They see him farming, which is big. If he blinks on top of this top wave, he might end up dying. And Setsu's gonna hunt. Can they catch him before the counter spell? There it is. Setsu will be able to still catch him out, though. Aether Remnant does find the connection. Now they should have the follow-up with the Tusk just getting range at the last second. That's a massive pick-off, one they've been looking for a while now. I believe they also see XXS Diarrhea. They can take the fight here, even though they're going to walk up high, going into the choke point. Felix should be able to cancel the combination. Take the blink forward, even with the zip on Void Spirit's going to end up dropping BoBoKa as well, shackling up the Tusker. The pipes at the last second die. They can continue, especially with the Supernova in this choke point. Going to try and deal with the Tombstone, which is slowing them down. LaNm's still going to get stunned up as well, so it's a 2 for 2. Unfortunately, that Snowball being on cooldown didn't... I mean, if it was maxed out, I think it still would have been down. But Void, yeah, this is... We're highlighting this game's pretty rough into Radiant. Shaman, Tiny, AM, even, you know, Storm going first item Orchids. There's a lot of potential to be able to catch him. But we got a pretty even game, and this is going to be a massive mid-game fight I think we'll have. Again, I think PA is going to be able to come online a little bit faster. But AM's doing very well to keep up. Take a look at the grass where we got a little bit of a break in the action. 1,000 lead for RNG. Clumsy net's going to be nice. Aster are actually the ones with the experience lead at the moment, and also the probability. And they're once again smoking. See what they can find. Felix is kind of in that choke point to pop the smoke here. Or they even see Setsu as well. Zip on. They're going to try and catch the Phoenix instead. So you'll keep all your cores alive. Setsu's actually still going to be careful about this backline ward. So... yeah, you get the pick off on the Phoenix. Actually, down bot. What are we missing here as anti-mage? Clumsy netted up. Now with a couple of crits, they're going to be able to bring down Monet. Very nicely done. Felix is probably going to be the sacrificial lamb. But PA's actually still hanging around. They want to try and take the fight. SRF instantly TP's in to the Avalanche toss combination. He's got the pipe, so he's pretty tanky. They need to try and deal with the Tombstone. The TPs are a bit late from the rest of the target, but Jay's going to try and deal with the Shadow Shaman. There's a lot of the control here. He'll be successful. And then with the Orchid out as well, it's a decent Supernova up to the northern side. But where's the follow-up? Void Spirit's just a little bit too late to this engagement. They'll let Storm live with the zip. It looks like LaNm's going to be this... Ooh, Setsu super close. Yeah, LaNm will fall. The rest of his cores get out. So a double kill for Jay, which does give him a lot of gold. This is now the Desolator completed. And now Dire will probably try and play around Roche, get a pick off, and then go into it. And with that extra life, you can really snowball into ending the game before the AM comes online. But a decent fight, you see... when you do get the pipe out, and you've gone Treads, Pipe, Wand, so very tanky, he's got the Ocean Heart as well. So yeah, a lot of stats coming through from the Furion. We're going to have a quick little pause. Unfortunately, a bit of a DC. What is this back-to-back games now? Maybe I jinxed it last game where I said we weren't having too many pauses in the group stages, and now we got back-to-back ones, so... we're fine. Both teams chilling. We got a good game. I'm excited for this one. Monet's going for the Manta though. So we brought up the potential of the Sanjin Yasha, which I thought he might have gone for, honestly. Sanjin Yasha dissemble into the Halberd, then pick up the Manta after. Just because I'm really worried about the anti-mage timing before the PA. Like, PA now with 2 items is so much stronger than AM 2 items. And that's where I think the halberd comes into play. And it also gives you a lot more survivability. What? 20 strength, 20 status resistance, evasion as well. Compared to the... Why can't I...
Regeneration.
Compared to the 10 strength. I mean, you get some armor. About it.
Warriors of the wood.
But it's a very even game at the moment. Radiant, they're actually the ones with the probability 73% favored for them. Dire, do they have any wards? Super's got some, he's got one. What's Tusk got? Tusk doesn't either. I do want to see Dire try and place wards around the triangle camp. Because you need vision on where the AM's farming around the Ancients, and I think you really want to try and take Roche as well with the pick-off. They got a freshly placed ward down bot, which they'll probably try and utilize instead. They might even just wait for Jay to find this BKB, although I still think you... Yes, it's a lot of magic damage from Radiant, but you've got a pipe, he's even got a casual cloak. Does he even want to go strength, honestly? I wouldn't be surprised if he goes the strength Vambrace instead. But it just seems like RNG are more playing this dodge game. Getting away from the aggressive, tiny Shaman. You know, Storm's constantly hunting. What has Shaman got? Ghost Scepter. That's a big item for BoBoKa. BoBoKa is really farmed. 3, 3, and 9. Got a couple of big streaks earlier. Which was able to secure him a pretty fast 4-staff. He's even got the cheeky old Philosopher's Stone.
Dire's bottom
Here we go.
tower is under attack.
Do you need a pick off before going in Roche? They've got Solar Crest tag team and Deso, so it's gonna get melted here. And they just use Serpent Wards as well. Storm gets a little bit of the vision, but he does use about half his mana. Luckily enough, he's got an Arcane Brew and XXS for the big forward. They've got the pipe already activated here with the Wrath of Nature follow-up as well. DD's gonna try and jump the backline, but he's almost out of mana. They still continue on with the Clumsy Net's gonna hold the Undying in place. Straight away allows Jade to jump forward. So one hero down to start. Bottom didn't even end up getting killed as well. Dire did glyph to protect it. Now with the Undying dead, without the Tombstone that's about to expire, I think Radiant might have to give this away. Yeah, SRF comes back in. Thanks for the salve, brother. There we go. No Tombstone. Has Storm been able to get enough banner back? I mean, he's still got the Arcane. They're going to have to try something out here. XXS, can he blow them up? They're going to have to pipe up in 15 seconds. Now with the Silence, actually, they're controlling up the Void Spirit. DD on the backline's going to be careful. Silence is going to be long. It's a nice supernova inside the river. They've got a choke point to be able to control them. So BoBoKa will drop. It was the Aghanims on Setsu that almost cleaned up the Storm Spirit. The Silence wasn't long enough, but that at least allows them to take the Age. And this is big. This is the timing from Dire. They know how strong they are. The Anti-Mage unable to show up to these fights. Like, yes, you've got 2 items now, but
Radiant's middle tower
I don't know.
is
I'm
under
worried.
attack.
If Dire play this correctly, this game can end with this first Roche, or at least it can be so far ahead where it feels difficult for Dire to do anything, difficult for Radiant to do anything. Because actually, they're going to make a play. Nice Phantom Strike. SRF's a hard kill. They're wrapping over as well. Dire, do they want to try and protect the Fury? And he's going to blink straight on top of LaNm, who somehow stays alive through the combo. Now the Sunray, Hero's going to come out. They get Man-Fight. Monet actually committed to the middle fight. He's got the man to be able to deal with the Silence, but it's not going to matter. Now Setsu, he's chasing for more. A perfect shot locks in LaNm. That's the thing, man. AM, you can't fight versus the PA. If you commit to the fight, you get absolutely shredded. Incredible engagement from RNG. They know how strong they are. SRF going for this utility item build. Incredibly tanky. So RNG are playing flawlessly now. 4,000 net worth lead. They're going to be able to take, or at least put pressure on top of the tier 2 tower. They don't even want to leave after the glyph. And this is now, you win fights with the Deso, you get Ages, now you're going to have BKB and Ages, and now I'm worried. Now I'm really worried for Radiant.
Radiant's middle tower.
Because this is an incredible BKB game. Naturally want to go for it, but look at the magic damage that Radiant have. And they're going to get 4 bounties as well. Uh-oh. This game's getting really grim here for Team Aster. Because now they're going to lose a tier 1 tower up top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
PA's almost got that level 20 talent as well. And we're also seeing now the Void Spirit with the Aghanims now it kind of swings back into your favor as well, having some control to help deal with the Storm. BKB completed. There we go. What is he holding? Is he still holding Vambrace? He is. Is that on strength too? Yep. Is it? It looks... I mean, when I hover over, it looks like it. But I don't know if it's bugged or not.
Tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has
I think that's definitely what you need against Radiant, though. You got the cloak in the backpack, so you get a little bit of magic resistance as Dire. You want to try and protect bot. I know that SRF can rejoin them as well eventually, but mid is completely shoved in, so it's going to show that Radiant are doing something, or at least somewhere on the map.
Radiant's top
They want to
tower
back up,
is under attack.
and no one's showing top as well. Ooh. Man, that mango tree's in a weird spot, especially for a storm like zipping in like that out of base.
Harm unseen.
You need to keep the pressure on here from RNG. 8,000 gold. Don't give Radiant breathing room. AM's working on the Basher next. Gonna help with the control, but... Are they still in Clumsy Net? Yeah, Tusk's got it. Even with the Blink now. So this is a really good item on Tusk. Especially this game, just to cancel out the effect of a Storm Spirit Orchid or the Shaman control as well. Alright, so they're going to see Monet up top. So this can either allow Dire to take tier 2 down bot. They can maybe even go one wave and then smoke up top if they want to just run at the anti-mage. It depends how they want to play this. You probably want to get another tower out. Radiant are doing a pretty good job at kiting out the Ages. Or at least not forcing a fight. That's a nice item at least to delay. Double repair kit. That's actually nice if he wants to hold. What did he have? I don't remember what Furion had. Not the Vambrace. I guess one of the tier ones. Oh, Ocean Heart, I think? Unless he dropped it. But that's the last time I saw him have something. So yeah, he's got 60 HP regen. I mean, yeah, that's a little bit from the tower. And that regen's actually nuts.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a good ward. They want to really do something.
Radiant's
Try and catch a hero inside the base. What's AM? He's got a Bastion out completed. He's also level 20, so he's got that blink cooldown and cast range. And we were speaking about PAs actually doesn't have her level 20 at the moment. So we're still trying to find that one as SRF. Very far outside, but you're super tanky. You can definitely bait top. And now PA also has a Basher as well. I want to see Dire try and do something. You're going to lose the Ages in 10 seconds, but you are definitely you still feel incredibly strong this game. And it looks like Radiant might think about smoking up with the Ages expiring. I mean, the ward sees the Shaman positioning, but it's not going to see them if they do eventually smoke. Holding that spider legs as well from the PA. Still not level 20. Dip in, DD. Gotta be careful actually, Setsu. Almost catches. He's out of mana. He's gonna find the Shaman instead. Needs the use step, but he's already used it aggressively. Now he's gotta be careful. But a quick snowball gets him defensively now with the bash coming through from XXS. He's controlled through the magic community. Supernova inside the middle of the fight as well. Straight on top of the Shadow Shaman. They're gonna be able to bring him down. And now a second as well as Setsu with the Simulate. But they're not done just yet. XSS on the northern side is controlled thanks to the clumsy net from Felix. 3 down. They don't lose anyone. It's a double for Jay. Nice catch from Setsu. That's enabled just because Tusk has this Blink Dagger. We spoke about incredibly strong. Now this can really allow Setsu to use the Yours incredibly aggressively, knowing his support can heal him. You got the Glimmer, Sunray, Felix survivability with a Snowball. And now as soon as they see someone in the base, they're jumping instantly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Radiant don't have Glyph here actually. This is going to be at least a melee, I believe. If they want to stay around that long, their Supernova is on cooldown. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage is taking a tier 2 down bot, which forces up the Glyph. Man, if that Remnant connected, did he get him? At the bounty, let's see if they keep hunting. Oh, he's TPing out. Okay. Meanwhile, mid, Felix, he's alright. Down bot. Monet's fine as well. Okay. Well, is he? Does he want to jump SRF? Thought about it for a second. He's like, can't get that kill. So, kind of with the first Ages and the timing afterwards, die out there, get a 11,000 net worth lead. PA's almost got a moonshard, so this is going to be an immense amount of attack speed. And XXS, is this the hero you want to go on though? You still got to be careful because Aster can counter initiate. The BKB is going to get poked by the team, but Setsu, a double astral set, finds the silence. Shaman's going to try and jump forward. He's somehow still alive, and meanwhile Storm on top of the backline. Can he burst down? Is that it? Wait, did they actually call it? I thought he might have accidentally put it in the chat.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They actually
attack.
called it.
Victory.
I'm speechless. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this game, I thought RNG were gonna win. I know they're 12,000 ahead, but that seems like a very preemptive GG call when you just lose the tiny. I don't know. That's a... Yeah, that's a rough call. I don't know if there's some issues going on there or something, but there's definitely something wrong with that GG call. You're tapping out before that game is over, and I don't know what to really talk about now considering. I mean, well, what we'll talk about is the fact that the matchup. I mean, RNG, I love the itemization. That casual cloak on PA, we're seeing a lot of these just value items. It allowed him, you know, remember that top fight around the Radiant's T1 tower up top, where it literally went on for like 2 minutes and PA didn't die because he had that magic resistance, and then Tusk going for the blink just to give them some survivability potential. Just stops really a lot of this kind of burst on the Orchid and then the Shaman also catching you. So I mean, this is it though. This is why the Phantom Assassin versus the Anti-Mage matchup, like 2 items, PA can fight, AM can't fight. And this is why I kind of wanted Battle Fury Sanjin Yasha into Halberd, because it actually allows Monet to take fights. That's hindsight 2020. You were speaking about it in game. I don't know how much it really would have changed, but at least it would have allowed him to join fights instead. The clumsy net was also a nice neutral item to get for them, but in the end, RNG, that's a big victory from them, because they're going to take a series off Aster, and that's going to give them some pretty good morale. And because remember, this is kind of a newish team coming into it, so they're going to end up going 1-1 after day 4 of the group stages. And Team Aster, they're going to drop down to 1-2 now, so they're probably might hold their position on the graph, maybe go 6 or something like that. But very interesting end to that game. That's all I'm going to say. And with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for us for day 4 of the group stages here. We saw eHome take down Invictus Gaming 2-1, Vici Gaming beat Sparking Arrow 2-0, and then RNG were able to take down Aster 2-0 as well. Tomorrow, same time, we'll have some more China Pro Cup Season 2 Dota action. We're going to have 4 AM versus Sparking Arrow, Invictus Gaming versus Team Aster, and PSG.LGD versus Vici Gaming. So that's going to be a hype game. I'm excited for that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be casting for the next 2 days, so I'll be back for the days afterwards, but I believe there will still be coverage. And man, I wish I was casting the LGD Vici game, because that's going to be a top of the table clash. Both LGD and Vici Gaming are currently sitting with 3 series victory and have only dropped 1 map. So that is going to be one to look out for. That's going to be probably, around this time, maybe, yeah, around this time, tomorrow-ish is going to be that series. But yeah, if you guys wanting to know when all the games are starting, go ahead and check out Wikipedia. But appreciate everyone tuning in to the group stages. This is just day 4 now completed of the China Pro Cup Season 2. We've got 6 more days of beautiful China action to bring to you guys. And with that being said, come back same time tomorrow for some more China action.